If you want to go hiking in Grand Canyon National Park, but the thought of hiking down into the Grand Canyon all the way down from the rim to the river in the heat of the Arizona sun sounds like a venture into hell, then you're in the right place. Because in today's episode, we're going to look at my picks for the top 5 easy hikes in Grand Canyon National Park. These are the Grand Canyon National Park hikes that most people can do. And I'm going to share my number 1 easy hike at the end. Hi, I'm James Ian, and I've written numerous guides and published several itineraries for Grand Canyon National Park. By sharing my top picks for the best hikes in Grand Canyon National Park that won't risk you being medevaced out, I'm going to help you decide what hikes to include in your trip. You'll know exactly what to expect so that you can easily create your own hiking list. You'll have peace of mind so that you won't accidentally miss out on an epic hike that you would have loved, and you also won't bite off more than you can chew. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe right now. If you're watching or listening to this somewhere else, please follow my podcast to get the episodes as they come out. When you think of the Grand Canyon, you think big. It's wide, it's deep, it's hot. But there are easy hikes. Grand Canyon National Park has several wonderful trails along the rim or even just a short distance below the rim that will let you experience the splendor of the canyon without overdoing it. These 5 trails prove that you don't need to be a hardcore hiker to experience the Grand Canyon's beauty. Each one offers something special. They're perfect for families, for first-time visitors, or for anyone who wants to enjoy the views without a strenuous workout. However, it's important to remember that even these easy trails sit at high elevation, so take it slow and bring plenty of water. The real joy of these hikes isn't about covering distance, it's about taking the time to soak in those massive canyon views that photos just can't capture. Be sure to stay to the end where I'll be sharing my favorite easy hike in Grand Canyon National Park. I think you'll love it. Let's get started.
Welcome to National Parks Collecting with James Ian, the National Park expert. He's here to help you have the best national parks trips ever. Get tips, discover hidden gems, and learn all you need to know. This is your path to collecting national parks experiences, memories, and maybe even a stamp or two.
So what are the top Grand Canyon easy hikes? Remember to stay to the end where I'll be sharing my number 1 Grand Canyon hike that the whole family can do. You won't want to miss it. Let's start with the North Rim. The most iconic trail on the North Rim of the Grand Canyon is the Bright Angel Point Trail. It's also one of the easiest trails in the entire park. The Bright Angel Point Trail is a quick half-a-mile round trip, but it packs in a ton of amazing views. The trail is paved and it starts right near the Grand Canyon Lodge, making it super convenient. I really like this trail because it gives you a totally different perspective than the South Rim. The North Rim sits about 1,000 feet higher than the South Rim, and you can often see thunderstorms rolling across the canyon from here. The trail does have some steep sections and drop-offs, but there are railings along the way. So this is my go-to spot for sunrise or sunset at the North Rim. The views stretch for miles, and you can see the Bright Angel Canyon cutting through the main canyon. Super cool. Just bundle up. It's usually cooler, quite a lot cooler than on the North Rim, and the wind can be pretty strong at the viewpoint. What's a hidden gem trail in Grand Canyon National Park that almost no one goes to, but it's easy and it has some of the best views in the park? Also on the canyon's North Rim, the Cape Royal Trail is a hiking gem. It's an easy 0.8-mile round-trip walk. The path is mostly flat and paved, leading to one of the most spectacular viewpoints in the entire park. You can see the Colorado River down at the bottom snaking through the canyon, which is pretty rare from most of the rim trails, actually. What I love about this trail is how quiet it usually is. The North Rim gets way fewer visitors anyway than the South Rim, and this trail gets fewer visitors than the Bright Angel Point Trail, so it often feels very peaceful even during the peak season. There's a natural arch called Angel's Window along the way, and you can actually walk out on top of it if you're not scared of heights. The drive to Cape Royal is an experience in itself. The road winds through forests and meadows before reaching the trailhead. In spring and in early summer, you might catch wildflowers blooming along the path. Just check road conditions before heading out, especially if you're driving a larger vehicle. Remember to bring your camera. This is one of the best spots in the entire park for photos. There's even a fenced viewing area at the end that's perfect for sunset shots. Now, if you're planning to visit the North Rim, it can be tricky to know exactly what there is to see and do and how to fit these two trails into an itinerary. To help with this, I created an itinerary specifically for the canyon's North Rim. It's called a basic itinerary, though it's not really that basic at all. It includes everything you want to do on the North Rim, with details, descriptions, timings, how to put it all together into an itinerary in a way that makes the most sense. You can use it exactly as is, as a plug and play, or you can use the timings to adapt it to your own itinerary. It's very easy to do. You can purchase it using the link in the show notes below. It includes both of these easy hikes, of course. Now, let's head to the Grand Canyon's South Rim. This is where most people who visit the park go. It has the most facilities and it's the most accessible. It's where you'll find the remaining 3 Grand Canyon easy hikes, South Rim trails that the whole family will love. What's a great trail in Grand Canyon National Park that's educational as well as awesome? Well, it's the Trail of Time. It's a section of the Rim Trail between Yavapai Geology Museum and Verkamp's Visitor Center, and it's perfect if you want to mix an easy walk with learning about the canyon's history. It's about 1.6 miles round trip, so not super crazy short, but trust me, it feels more like a casual stroll than a hike for beginners. The trail is paved, it's mostly flat, and it is wheelchair accessible. The Trail of Time is an interpretive walking trail along the rim that's designed to be a geologic timeline. In addition to providing frequent views of the canyon itself, each meter walked on the timeline trail signifies 1 million years of Grand Canyon's geologic history. Along the timeline trail are a series of rocks and exhibits that explain how the Grand Canyon and its rock was formed. I've walked this trail multiple times. There's always something new to notice. Super fun. What makes it special is that you can take your time, read the exhibits, and still enjoy some of the best views on the South Rim. It's great in any weather. And since it's close to the visitor center, you're never too far from facilities or water. The trail starts at the Yavapai Geology Museum and goes back in time as you head towards Grand Canyon Village. First up is the Million Year Trail, which transitions from human timescales to geologic ones. This is immediately followed by the main Trail of Time, where each meter equals 1 million years of Grand Canyon's geologic history. It's 1.3 miles to Grand Canyon Village and then another 1.5 miles further along. Before we look at more easy Grand Canyon National Park hiking trails, if you're watching this on my @National Parks Collecting YouTube channel and you haven't already, please like and subscribe below. It really does help. Next up, what's a trail that goes below the rim of the canyon but has the best named viewpoint and possibly just the best viewpoint in the entire park? I really recommend, if you can, hiking the South Kaibab Trail to Aah Point. While most inner canyon trails are challenging, the trek to Aah Point on South Kaibab Trail is totally doable for most people. It's about 1.8 miles round trip, and yes, you do need to climb down and, of course, then climb back up, so you do need to have some mobility for this hike. But if you do, if you can, the views are worth every step. The trail's well maintained, and while there's about a 600-foot elevation change, so it's not nothing, you can take it slow. I recommend starting really early if you do this, particularly in the summer. The trail doesn't have any shade. Plus, the morning light makes for more amazing photos, yeah? Bring plenty of water with you. There is none on the trail. I always tell friends that this is the perfect taste of what it's like to hike below the rim. You get amazing views without committing to a really long, strenuous hike. But just remember that going down is optional, but coming up is mandatory. So make sure that you hike within your capabilities, of course. What's my number 1 easy hike in Grand Canyon National Park? So far, we've seen 4 amazing hikes. There's just 1 left. Stay to the end to hear my absolute favorite easy hike at the Grand Canyon. But before we do, I already mentioned getting an itinerary for the North Rim, but a trip to the South Rim is definitely more complicated. You want to include these hikes, but you also want to experience the rest that the canyon has to offer. And there's a lot. Maybe you're traveling with friends or family who are more gung-ho hikers than you, and you want them to have a good time, but you want to have a good time yourself. So I created super detailed itineraries for 1, 2, and 3 days at the South Rim. These are my deluxe itineraries, so they include different options for doing alternate activities or hikes in the same area of the park, for people who want to do more physical activities, and for non-hikers or more casual hikers like yourself who wanted some easier options. You can find the link to the South Rim page at the top of the description box below, but we can take a quick look now. You can see that these itineraries start with a park overview, a detailed schedule for each day, and then they break down each activity with hiking and driving descriptions and maps, alternate activities in the same part of the park if you're traveling with people who want to do different things. There's also tips, timings, best viewpoints, and more. With one of these itineraries, you'll know exactly what to do and when and how to connect them all in a way that makes the most sense to be in the right place at the right time. Without these itineraries, I find people often struggling to figure out how to coordinate their time to be in the right place at the right time and to see all that they want to do and see in the time that they have available. These itineraries just help take away the overwhelm and give you all the information that you need in one spot so that you don't need to worry about missing out on a highlight, or you don't need to stress about how to put everything together into a schedule that makes sense. Just follow the link in the show notes below the video. Now, as promised, what's my number one family-friendly hike in Grand Canyon National Park? My favorite hike that most people can do, and you absolutely should if you can, is the South Rim Trail. The South Rim Trail is hands down one of the most accessible trails you'll find at the Grand Canyon, and I love this trail because you can make it as long or as short as you want. The path runs along the canyon's edge, offering incredible knockout views without the steep climbs that make other trails tough. It starts at the South Kaibab trailhead east of Grand Canyon Village, and it goes all the way to Hermit's Rest, far west of Grand Canyon Village. The nice thing is, too, there is a shuttle for this route, or most of this route. The trail's paved sections make it perfect for families, first-time visitors, and anyone who wants to take in the scenery without breaking a sweat or overdoing it. You can walk from the Grand Canyon Village all the way to Hermit's Rest, stopping at viewpoints whenever you want. Most of the trail is paved and wheelchair accessible. But the best part is that while you can walk the entire length, if you get tired, you can also just hop on a shuttle bus at several points along the way, except during the winter months when some of the shuttle services are more limited. So you can kind of break it up and walk a little bit and not walk a little bit and still see all the amazing views. In summer, I recommend walking the western section early in the morning. You'll catch amazing light on the canyon walls and beat the heat. Always pack water and snacks. Even though it's an easy walk, the elevation is still around 7,000 feet, so you might feel a little bit more winded than usual. If you want help planning your trip, check the links in the description box below. There's a bunch of planning and booking resources that you can use to plan and book your trip. And keep watching my videos to get even more help so that you can have the best national parks vacation ever. And if you want to get notified about the next episode, subscribe and link below.